Street Champs, come get put on. Today we're in here with a very, very special guest, guys.
Legend.
Demrick is in the building. How you doing today, bro?
I'm chilling, man. You just passed me this big ass blunt, man. Life is good.
That's what we do, man. Shout out Rocky Mountain Blaze. Shout out Kushmas. We also got D-Main. Yeah, D-Main, how you doing today, bro?
I'm good. I actually just got done with the studio session with these guys, and it's good.
How'd that go?
Doing great. It's great, man. It's great. I even told him right after, I'm like, man, if we have more time, I got to buy a verse. So we're going to get one.
Really? What's the verse prices looking like right now, Demrick?
Ooh-wee. It depends, you know. It's like if I like a song, it's one thing. You know, I really don't do features if I don't fuck with at least the music. I got to fuck with the music. But yeah, it all depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, we got a Prophesizer, a Demrick song or going on, or oh wow, respect. That's awesome. We could do it this way, so we could kind of have like no one has to get up all the time.
Oh, yeah. I'm used to passing to the
left. I know. When
it's a little wrong around here.
When we have a fourth person, it's way easier.
Yeah.
But all right. So what brings you to Colorado?
The cancer awareness show that we did last night. Mario. It's the 5th annual one, correct? Yeah. So
Mondragon. Yep.
I have met the homie Johnny a couple years ago when I believe I was in the Springs doing a show out there, and I met him and he told me what he was doing, and we exchanged numbers. So he always just been sending me little things about what was up with it, the updates, and I seen that it was running for a while. So I was like, yeah, shit, I'll come out here and tap in. You know, I had never really heard of this city before, you know, but I love Colorado in general, so it's a good cause, and it's sometimes it's like, you know, worth it to put the extra effort in for people that are doing dope shit.
Yeah.
That you fuck with. Yeah.
Definitely.
I respect that.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very respectable. All right. So before we get into everything else, how old are you?
40.
40?
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
March 7th.
Oh, so it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What changed now that you're 40? Anything? Any mind changes?
Shit. Nah, not really. No. We just gonna keep going. That's it. Grinding.
Where are you from?
I was born in Spokane, Washington. I moved to Philadelphia after that, Pennsylvania, and then I live in Los Angeles, California now.
Why'd you move in the first place?
Which one? Like which move?
Spokane, Washington to
Philly?
Yeah.
Just for the music shit. You know what I'm saying? One of the homies that I was making music with at the time, his pops lived in Philly, so I was just trying to really figure out how I could push the ball forward and really put myself out there, because I was in a small town. It was really like before the internet shit and all that. So for me, it was like you know, popping out there and seeing if I really had what it took.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Makes sense. Yeah.
What age did you start like pursuing music more seriously?
Just at I think when my senior year of high school, like somebody paid me to, like some like bigger homies like paid me to like spend time in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Well, they had the studio. I was going to the stew, and it was like they were like, "Hey, bro, here's a little bit of, you know, here's $100 for you been in here all weekend kicking it. Like here's $100." You know, they would get us like food and shit like that. So it was like having access to the studio and seeing that there was a possibility to make something off of it.
And were you kind of part of the creative process then? Like you weren't just like a fly on the wall, probably, I'm sure.
They
right?
were just some bigger homies that just wanted to have a record label.
Okay.
So they seen some you know, I think they seen something in me and my other homie at the time, you know, and we had another homeboy named Promo who was our DJ.
Okay.
And I think that they thought like, hey, you know, these are like some kids in high school that rap good. It's like, you know, we could get it popping with them. They were producing, making music, you know, and I think
they were right.
Yeah, exactly.
They were right.
Yeah, type of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they had the ear for it.
Wow. So that was you went to high school what, 1999, 1998?
Yep.
You graduated around then?
Yep.
What was the studio experience like in 99?
It's a big ass board and ADATs. They're recording on this thing called ADATs. So I wasn't around like the real shit, but it was like ADATs at that time. So yeah, wow. That was it.
And now, you know, moving forward, you're working in where do you do the majority of your recording now? LA?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You worked with some I don't want. I know we have. You said we have only 20, 30 minutes. I don't want to like speed through this. You have some huge list of artist names that you worked with. Can you give me, just a few of your most memorable ones that really meant a lot to you?
Well, I think being in the group with Xzibit and BReal, dropping the serial killer albums and shit like that has been like a highlight because they're legendary, iconic MCs and shit like that. Cypress Hill and Mr. X to the Z, man. So yeah just doing out, going from one to rap for them, to rapping for them, to I rapped for BReal first. He was making beats at the time, and so to start where it started to fast forward to like now, actually, I tripped out when we went on tour and I seen like, what I mean, all of us on the tour poster because I was doing a hype man side mic shit.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So I did that. I've been doing that since 2009.
Oh shit.
So I got a chance, I was on BReal Smoke and Mirrors album, and I remember I ended up being on 5 songs on that album.
So you were in the studio and on stages as well as hype
Yeah,
man,
so
kinda,
BReal was like,
things?
yo, I need you to learn like all the shit like Killer Man, Insane in the Brain, like all those big Cypress Hill records, because he does his parts of those too, when he does his solo shows. And so he's like, yeah, and then we're going to perform some of the joints off the album. Gave me a set list to learn. I went and learned everything, and then we started rocking some shows, and I was doing that. And at the same time, I had a song that dropped with Xzibit called "Figure It Out" over a DJ Muggs beat, and X was like, he's about to do 2 shows, one in Amsterdam and one in Paris. And I was like, yo, bro, I sent him a text like, yo, bro, I got my passport, man. Yeah. Shit ain't even about the bread. I just want to get out there, And he was like, yep, well, get your ticket, man. We'll make it happen. And then from there, it's like I was side micing for him and BReal at the same time. So I was going one European tour with BReal, and then X will be, a couple months later, he's going on the road. So I was doing that. And then eventually I was just doing it, hype man for X, I still did that. I still do that. Like I did that earlier this year. We went to Australia and New Zealand for a big ass tour. And I went out there, 3 weeks and doing all those fucking, those iconic West Coast records and shit like that. But then also we do some serial killers. We do some of our music in there as well. So it's dope.
Wow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I saw that you have a track with Xzibit and BReal released on No Jumper.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What was how did that come about?
I think that was the publicist at the time, you
Really?
know. No Jumper had a lot of shit going on at that time, so their YouTube was popping, and we just wanted to put out the video where it would get the most eyes on it, get some new people checking it out and shit like that. So yeah.
It was like more popular than WorldStar for a moment, and that's what people were doing with WorldStar for a long time. I
Yeah,
think they still
exactly.
are. I think they still are, but yeah.
Yeah.
They are too still.
Yeah.
I remember getting the top box of World Star was everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You were never on No Jumper, but you were on Bootleg Kev a few times, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience?
I mean, Bootleg Kev's the homie, I've known him for a while, going through when he was in Arizona, being out there, tapping in with him, you know what I'm saying? So I think besides, that, he's just always been a cool dude. So yeah, chopping it up with him, doing the podcast is the same as this.
Yeah.
It's just, we just kicking it.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
what we love. Yeah, I love podcasts.
It's kind of falling
That's all
apart
it
right
is.
here.
It's just conversation, long form too. You don't have to just
There we go.
end your. It's not a sound bite. It's not a headline.
Yeah. I was checking it out, man. How long have you known Kev? Bootleg Kev.
I mean, shit, probably. I don't even know how long I know. It's been a while since I met him on my first Hype Man tour when it was BReal and Busy Bone tour.
Oh, yeah.
And when we went to Arizona, he was like the local dude to go pop out and do an interview with, and he just always showed me love. So when I would be out in AZ, I would hit him like, what club to go to, or where's the strip club, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he'd always, point us in the right direction and shit like that. So he's just a good dude.
That's awesome.
I actually did an album with one of his producers that signed to him, Tony Chalk. He out of that interview, he was like, at the end of the interview, he was like, yo, you work with, you gonna do something with my producer? And I was like, yeah, shit.
yeah,
Then I
let's do
checked
it.
out his beats. I was like, fuck it, let's cook up. Yeah,
That's
so
fire.
we dropped the album called Blessings on the Way.
That's fire. You ever had producers at shows come hand you a hard drive or like flash drive and stuff?
Hell
Like,
yeah.
throw some at you. Yeah. Yeah.
Not throw it at me. Please
God,
don't.
yeah, y'all don't
Please
do
don't
it.
throw it at me. But yeah, hell yeah. You know,
what
I
if it's
check
a
out beats. You know,
36?
I'm listening to music all the time.
There you go.
You never know where you're gonna get inspiration from, you know. But I'm more like a project based artist. So I usually get with a producer and make a whole album.
Like together.
So a lot of dudes who shoot me beats and things like that, like, don't take it personal if I don't hit you back on the production. It's just that a lot of times I'm in the middle of working with one producer on a project, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is
I
kind
like
of a single driven market though.
Yeah, so we dropping them as singles, but I might cook up a whole thing that could be presented as an album, because even though I'm dropping the singles, I want it to live somewhere, and I just don't want it to be out there floating. Like, I want it to be like later on in my life when I'm not here anymore, I want people to be able to go look back at like, oh, this is this, like things, music connects in some kind of way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your most recent project, I was jamming it before this. It's with oh man, sorry, it's a weed. It's green.
Did he?
No, it's not. It's not with Dizzy. It's with.
DJ Hoppa?
The second song you referenced Denver, Colorado. You're like crazy nights in Denver, Colorado, or something like that. What's the story behind that?
Shit, Crazy Nights in college. That's self-explanatory, man.
What is this album called, man? No, it's gonna bother me. I was literally just listening
Good
to
old
it.
Nights at Jackson's. No, I was gonna ask you about your weed strain and how that
Gas chamber
came apart or came like about.
Oh, you want to know about that project real quick?
Yeah, gas chamber.
Yo, I made that project on Twitch. So
Oh, wow.
I made that.
Oh,
That's
shit.
my boy Rocco. He sent me beats. I was on Twitch, and it was over the pandemic time, towards the end of the pandemic, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a whole project so fans were able to watch, you know, me pick the beats, work on them, record the raps and shit, and you know, because I don't always got to write my raps down. Sometimes I could just put them together on the mic and record myself and shit like that. So they got a chance to be a part of that process and throw like words or say this, you know. It was a cool little situation because it gave me a chance to like get people who wanted to see what it's like in the studio with me, you know, you right there.
Yeah, to be around.
Yeah.
Wow. That's all in your house?
Yeah, I just have a little studio room.
Wow.
Just to tell you, like something like that could start everything for somebody, because that's kind of how I got my start. I was in the studio, I was just sitting in the back saying, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that every once in a while. And I was like, this kind of cool. And then 3 years later, I'm running a studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's like that little inspiration that you can catch.
I'm not too familiar with Twitch. Is that footage like still alive out there? People can go back and watch it?
Shit, I think I archived a lot of that stuff, you know. It was dope while I did it, you know, but I felt like I let it live on YouTube for a while, and then I kind of like made it all like just kind of peel back, because it's hours of shit, you know what I'm saying? And I was really just in my full element, so it's cool for people to watch that for a time, but I was like, I pulled it back.
That's fair.
Or what was your like inspiration to do that? That's kind of unique. To do the
Shit,
album on
Twitch was doing these deals trying to bring artists to their platform, you know. So I connected with them through that, and I thought it was a cool opportunity. Everybody's sitting at home anyway, so might as well give them something, you know. Kept me active and going, and I felt like it was getting out of my comfort zone. I did it for 6 months.
Oh wow.
I did 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6 months.
Wow.
So, you know, Monday through Friday, I was on it. So, yeah, it was cool. Challenge myself and do something different.
What was also popping was Versus back then.
Yeah.
You ever get like approached for Versus with anyone?
No.
No? No.
But I like watching them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They got like increasing production value like as time went on. At first it was just them in a room, and then they were in like a crazy ass stage. Yeah, pandemic changed everything. What about new music right now that you're currently working on? Because that album came out last year, like you said.
I've been dropping singles that are connected to projects. So I have an album done with Mike and Keys, the producers, called Bet on Me, and then I also have me and Jaron have an album together. Jaron Benton, shout out my dog, Him and Johnny Slash is the producer, and he produced the whole thing. And that's called what's the fuck is the name of that? Black Canvas. So we've been dropping singles. So every first, Friday of the month, and then 2 weeks following, dropping another. So I'm like simultaneously releasing singles from 2 projects at one time.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
That's interesting.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah.
I like that.
What about other strong forms of content? What's your like TikTok looking like? What's your Instagram? What's
Yeah,
Twitch?
I make like every couple of days I upload like I meet like with a content dude, and every 2 weeks, and make enough pieces of content to drop every other day. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of like the thing, and just repurpose them and put them everywhere. Because why not? It used to be music videos and shit like that to promote it. Now you could break you. That's why I think it's dope about right now, because you could drop a song and then spend the next couple weeks just highlighting
Different
the
parts of
verses
it.
and
Yeah.
parts and hooks and shit like that. Like, people didn't get a chance. Sometimes they don't get a chance to really like dissect the song like that. But you might have killed the second verse on your shit. You could highlight that as a whole moment, and that could take off.
With the
So
whole
there's a
little-
lot of different ways to do it, which I think is cool.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Most people are just going to the shorter content. You're a project driven artist. That's refreshing. Most people aren't getting that with a lot of the rappers that they listen to.
Yeah.
But I think that's because you're hanging around with Xzibit and BReal. You're getting these OGs. I mean, that's from outside looking in, at least.
Yeah.
You have a older mindset.
Hell yeah, you get the game, man. This shit just this thing just goes in a circle. You know what I'm saying? So if you trying to catch up, you're gonna spend your time trying to catch up. If you stand your own ground, it's always gonna swing back to you. You know what I'm saying? But I am dropping singles at the same time, but that's not gonna stop me from how I like to create my music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sticking to the way I like to make music. Hell yeah.
Who's some of the artists you're listening to right now?
Man, I listen to all kind of shit, but I'm listening to a lot of Afrobeat shit right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's because it's summertime and that shit,
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's just like chill type shit. Like, that's the kind of stuff like I'm listening to. But there's some dope. That new Travis Scott album that just came out. I heard a couple records on that. I gotta go really live with that, because some shit on there that I heard. But there's all kind of dope. There's a lot of music, bro. There's so much music. It's like, who do you listen to? It gets like a little more difficult to like pinpoint like who you're really fucking with, because you're listening to so much, because there is so much.
Makes sense. Yeah, there is so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
There really is.
Yeah, definitely. Are you listening on Spotify or Apple Music?
I'm doing Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Yeah, I got that. I got Apple.
It's interesting. Interesting way to live. This guy just recently changed.
Yeah. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
What about family? Do you have kids?
No kids. No.
No kids. Do you have a wife, a girlfriend?
I have a girl. Yeah.
You have a girl. How does she feel about you being on the road in Europe? In Australia.
Shit, she's chill with it. I mean, I met her at a show. You know
really?
what I'm saying? I met her on tour, and so when we first was talking, it was like the first year was like long distance, and then she moved to LA, so she's used to how me
lifestyle.
doing this.
She knew what she was
yeah,
getting into.
Yeah, exactly, because we've been together a while now, so she it's always been this way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy times, D-Man was telling me about a story you were telling him. You were opening for a show with X in Australia. Is that the gist of the story that I was?
Yeah,
trying to
he
catch
was
it,
just showing me. He was showing me a dope picture with just huge crowds outdoor and stuff. I was gonna ask you about like the differences in like a small crowd and a big crowd. Does it make really huge change to you, or is it just like, or what do you prefer one over the other, in a sense?
Either one is cool. I feel like when there's a smaller crowd, it's like if you fuck something up, it's like
noticed.
it shows more.
Yeah.
You look at motherfucker in the eye.
Yeah.
Who's saying every lyric or some shit that you ain't got the lyric or whatever. But yeah, I like both. It's but the difference is just it's like I feel like the smaller shows, it's like the mistakes stick out more. The bigger the crowd, the less.
Well, and there's big differences on the production value. There's big differences on a lot of things. I'm sure from the small shows to the big shows and everything. You probably got in-ear monitors on the big shows and this. That,
never had in-ear.
No,
but we have had the pyrotechnics on stage.
Yeah,
all that kind of shit, like the
cool
red
shit.
tape. Like don't go
here.
The red tape, or you're gonna get fucking burnt up.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Yep.
But yeah, they're all cool with me. You know. It's dope, you know. It's like exciting to rock those big crowds for sure, you know. So seeing everybody move and that energy that you could feel that comes off the stage, that comes back to you, is like electric. So that's dope too. But yeah, rocking even like you know, I'll do some karaoke shit. I don't give a fuck.
There you go.
I'm down with it. You know what I mean? It's all love.
Yeah, the biggest crowd I've rocked is 500 and then like 300. And those are fun, man. They're fun. It's cool to not have to look people in the eyes, like you said. It's like I could look at everyone. I could just get in the zone, lock in.
Yeah.
So.
What about you? What's the biggest crowd you've stepped in front of?
I think the biggest crowd was like it's Rock'em Ring. So I don't know. It's in Germany, and I got to go on one tour with the Cypers and come out on stage on this song. I was on one of their singles. So I got to come out on stage and do that song. So it was the biggest festivals in the world. So I think it was like, I'd have to look it up, but it might have been like 80,000. Wow. You know, a Rock'em Ring in Germany is huge. It's big. It's like a fucking, it's crazy, but yeah, that's the biggest shit.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Wow. What do you feel like you get the most love?
It depends. It depends on the city, you know. But LA, you know, LA always shows a lot of love when I do the shows there. I feel like, you know, Denver is a great spot to come and perform. That Cervantes small room type shit, Cervantes rock that plenty of times. You know, Pacific Northwest, you know, Seattle type shit. Vegas. I would say AZ is lit. Yeah, AZ is a good market. Yeah, hell yeah. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah.
So before we wrap it all up, I wanted to ask about your weed strain and kind of like how much involvement in the like choosing and this and that and the naming and the, you know, everything like that.
Oh yeah, you know, we've been working with Kush Company, myself and DJ Hopper. We have Stony Point, and yeah, we work super closely with them. It took years to even get to find the right pheno, to get the right strain, to get everything lined up to do it the correct way. So yeah, we're hands on. We're trying some new flavors right now, you know. Trying to see what to bring to the marketplace next. We have the MVP, we have Purple Peak, we have the obviously the original Stony Point, and then the Snowdrift, and we're working on something new. So it's cool, man. You know, I love the cannabis market. It's always been prevalent in my life. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to meet these levels of growers and, you know, dudes that have won a bunch of awards and shit like that, been in the game for a long time, things of that nature, and build with them, to go to the garden, you know, look at plants, smoke shit, you know, to start seeing crosses, seeing them, this, oh, I like this and this, and then he puts them together, and then 4 or 5 months later, 6 months later, you get an opportunity to try some different ones, see if you fuck with it, you know. It's a cool experience. So I feel privileged to be able to be involved in that world, you know.
Where are you guys selling? What states?
We're in Nevada, and we're in California.
How do we get you out here?
Yeah.
We gotta, you know how it is. So with each state, you gotta tap in with the growers there, the people with the licenses there, and figure out, you know, what you can do and can't do and how you can do it. So each play gotta be put together differently. So it's just about teaming up with the right people out here, getting the genetics going, and you know.
As far as I know, we only got one rapper in Colorado who has his own strain. It's Troy Good. It's called Bet on Me. That was your producer's name, funny enough, but it's called Bet on Me. And he was telling me kind of a similar situation where, you know, you meet the cultivators, you meet the growers, you meet everybody out there, you figure it all out, you come back a couple months later, try different things.
Yeah,
it's a cool little process from what I hear. Yeah.
I have those connections. I think we should make a Demrick strain with Kushmas. We could set that all up.
That would be cool.
Let's run it, man.
Let's do it. That's what we're smoking right now. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You said you are in a hurry. Is there a specific time you wanted this to?
I only got one last question for me. So.
Yeah, we could probably get out of here the next, like, what you think, like 10 minutes or something like that.
Works for me.
Yeah, get something to eat.
So
Yeah.
that upcoming tour, have you been in Canada before as far as tour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think of like just the lineup and just everything? Are you excited about it?
Yeah, man. Shout out
Looking forward.
Dizzy Wright, Jaron Benton. Those are the homies, you know. And I'm excited to get back out there and go back to Canada. It's been a while since I've been up there. And rock shows, man. You know, we did the first half of the tour, and it was a success. Fans were loving it, good energy. So I want to keep it going. You know, I got lots of songs with those guys. You know, history.
So you
with
guys
them.
can kind of
Yeah, so it's
collab on
cool. The
stage
show's
and shit,
pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
That's
hell
fine.
yeah.
I feel like as a fan, I always want that. It's like, I hope they come out for this song together. You know.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you can kind of.
Oh yeah, you know, when me and Diz are there, they're not gonna not let us do like Roll My Weed, hundreds of
Yeah, yeah.
thousands records.
like you
that we
gotta
have
come
off
out
of the
there.
Blaze with Us projects. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
How'd you guys meet?
I met him at the High Times Cannabis Cup. So BReal, the serial killer song called "Angels Come Calling." BReal hits me and he's like, you know, we're gonna shoot a music video to it at the High Times Cannabis Cup. I'm getting the Stoner of the Year award.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, cool, hell yeah. You know, I had
Yeah.
never been to a High Times Cannabis like festival before. That was my first one, and he was like, yo, Dizzy's gonna pull up on us, you know.
Mhm.
So it was cool to be, you know, with him and see him get that award and perform and, you know, smoke up with Diz, chop it up with him. And we was like, oh, let's do a record. So then we did a song, and then from there, it just
Became
yeah,
albums.
it just became a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started working with Hoppa on a project, the first Stony Point album, and we did a song called Clouds Above Us. Diz got on that song, and you know, Diz started performing that record. So when he would perform it, he's like, yo, pull up and perform, you know, with me type shit.
Yeah.
And then he was going on a tour, and he was like, yo, bro, you might as well just come out on the road, you know.
Yeah, come
We
perform
figured
your
it
shit
out
too.
and made it happen, you know. That
There
was
you go.
it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and now you guys have so much music together. That's
Yeah.
interesting. How stuff works out.
And Colorado homegrown guy Ian Taylor is going to be on tour opening for them.
I did see
which
that.
is cool
Have you
because
met
he
him?
moved to Atlanta like a year ago, and
I haven't met him yet.
with that dream, like you said, you moved somewhere with a dream. You
Yeah.
made it happen. He did that same thing, so it's cool to see shit like that. And then now he's going to be able to be a part of your guys' tour, meet you guys, rub shoulders with you guys, and it's cool. I just like seeing stuff like that.
How do you guys get you know, up and coming artists to be on? Like, how does that come about?
I mean, it really depends. I think a lot of times that has to do with the promoter,
Hmm.
you know, but there might be a booking agent. I'm not quite sure how that all came together, but there's times like that where artists put, you know, Dizzy put me on the tours, you know. I've done a lot of support. I've been the support, you know, on a lot of different tours and things like that. Direct support for a lot of people. So, yeah, that's kind of how it happens. But it's always came together through a relationship or, you know, some sort of thing like that, you know. But there's different ways people end up on these shows.
Do you have any advice to younger artists that, you know, are seeing you, hearing you talk, that maybe they could just think on for a while?
Yeah, just do your art, man. Share it with the world and stay focused on it. Don't trip. Don't wait for no validation to, like, you are an artist the second that you put an effort into your craft. You know, you don't need nobody to stamp and solidify that. And then just share your music with the world, man, straight up, because you never know where that music's going to take you, you know.
That's
So
fair.
that's it.
I like that.
Respect. You guys have any questions sitting on this for the hour? No questions back there?
We got John G back there.
Mm.
He brought him out.
Shout out John G.
Prophesizer.
Hmm?
Prophet
Who's,
Vinci.
who's your favorite rapper of all time? Besides, you know, you. Who's your
Favorite rapper
who's
of
your
all
favorite
time.
Rapper? MC.
My favorite MC, I don't know who my favorite. Damn, who's my favorite MC?
That's hard, just a one, huh?
Just
You got to ask top three or something, my bad.
I got a lot of respect for Black Thought from the Roots.
Okay, okay.
So the way he raps and shit like that, I got a lot of respect for him. You know, I was a huge fan of Corrupt as well before I had got a chance to. So working with him was like a dream come true because I really grew up listening to like the shit that him and Snoop, you know, what
Yep.
they were doing. So, I put him there. There's a lot of dope. I'm just a fan of greatness, you know. So it's like I might wake up in the mood and throw on some old Pac, you know, but I might wake up and throw on Kendrick, or I might wake up and check out some new dude that I heard on a Spotify playlist or somebody put me on to, and then I'm like, yo, let me listen to his project real quick.
Let's dig in a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I want to kind of hear what's up. So it's always forever changed. I wake up and say, throw the Misley Brothers on, man. You know what I mean? So that's how I get some.
What do you listen to outside of hip hop? Anything?
Like I said, I'm listening to Afro beats a lot right now. That'll be the main thing that I'm listening to. Besides, I don't listen to a lot of. I'm not just jamming hip hop all the time.
Yeah, you're making it a lot.
Yeah, you know, I'm making it. Yeah, I'm listening to my own shit a lot, and yeah, more chill shit, really.
Like it.
Respect. All right, you want to tell the people where to follow you so they can check you out after this?
Yep, I am Demrick at IAMDEMRICK. That's on, you know, the Instagram, all the shit. You know, that's my website, Demrick420.com. You know, that's it. Stony Point. Just look it up, man. Hop on Spotify, hop on Apple Music, and tap in for the win, man.
Yep. Find the man.
Yes. D-Main, Demrick, Street Jams. Come get put on. Follow us on Apple Podcast, Spotify. All right. Peace.
What's up, guys? We just hit 3,000 subs. We're trying to make it 4. Help us out. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.